Rosita.
You worked on July 14th. Is that correct?
That's right.
The same shift as Percy Wells.
Well, it's always the same shift. 7 to 4, 7 to 4. Every now and again, they'll have us work, an extra hour over? But that's time and a half.
Did you notice anything unusual that day?
There's nothing really unusual about Percy. You know? He's a real usual kind of guy.
Well, I hired him about 15 years ago, just before I took over as general manager. I think it was 15 years. You'd have to check the books, or Emily. Emily will know.
What are you asking? I don't think I understand.
Was Mr. Wells a good worker?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that he was. I mean, as far as being dependable, he was always on time. He never missed a deadline. I don't remember him ever calling in, or he didn't even miss a day of work. In fact, I'm sure of it. He never took a day off work in the entire time I worked there.
Did you ever get the sense that he was hiding something?
Hiding something? I don't know. I don't... He was a quiet man. But I can't say that he was hiding anything because I didn't really take the time to get to know anything about him.
Does the name Rosita mean anything to you?
No? Well, there's a restaurant out in Tempe called Rosita's, but I've never eaten there, though. Why?
You've spent time with Percy outside of work, haven't you?
With the exception of the occasional office party at the bowling alley, or maybe go out for drinks on a Friday night.
It says here that Mr. Wells doesn't drink.
Well, I would have drinks. He'd always drink iced tea.
Mr. Wells, when did you decide to take the money? Look, we know you took it. When did you plan the theft?
Rosita.
I come into the office on Monday and Emily's crying.
At first, I don't know. I thought maybe I was responsible. That maybe somehow, I don't know how, but maybe I had made a mistake. It was like a bad dream. A terrible dream. I never would have imagined that someone from the company would have ever done something like that.
Did I suspect Percy? Not for a moment. When Emily came into my office to tell me what happened, I thought she had had a nervous breakdown. She's blubbering and wailing about it. I'd never seen her like that before. It wasn't until I checked the safe myself that I realized there was a problem. And not until hours later did I or anyone realize Percy wasn't there.
Look, to be honest, I knew something was wrong in my gut right off the bat. She was running around flipping out. The boss is trying to keep his skin on, and they were just all too busy to realize that he wasn't there. And he's always there with a cup of coffee for everybody. So I called him. Now, should I have told them about it first? Yeah, I suppose so. But he's my friend. At least I thought he was. And I wanted to get the story straight with him before I ratted him out.
Did he ever mention a woman named Rosita?
A woman?
Rosita. Did he mention her?
No, he never mentioned a woman. I just assumed he was one of those sexless people, you know? Satisfied to be alone in his own space. He never mentioned any women.
I don't know that name. Who is she?
We know that she was affiliated in some way with Mr. Wells. She might have had something to do with the crime. We're still looking into that.
Do you think she put him up to this? I bet she did. Percy is the most honest employee I ever knew. I can't believe he would do anything like this.
El señor Percy es un hombre muy amable. Desde que lo conocí lo supe. Él me decía hola siempre que sale para el trabajo y más tarde cuando regresa a casa. Es un hombre muy amable. 1 o 2 veces me preguntó si yo quería un vaso de té helado mientras trabajaba y él me lo traía. A veces me seguía y me platicaba mientras yo hacía mis trabajos en los apartamentos. Era un hombre muy amable. Un viernes en la mañana, él vino donde yo estaba y me dijo que le gustaría casarse conmigo y llevarme lejos, a París. Me quedé anonadada con lo que él dijo, pero dijo que podríamos vivir en París, unidos y ser felices. Le dije que me sonaba bien, pero que yo no tenía suficiente dinero. Él me mostró el dinero. Me dijo que había estado ahorrando por largo tiempo hasta que encontró una persona con la que le gustaría pasar el resto de su vida. Yo no sabía qué decir. Él me preguntó de nuevo y me besó la mano. Yo le dije que mi familia vive aquí, que yo no los puedo dejar. Él dijo que regresaríamos a visitarlos. Le dije, bueno, lo voy a pensar. Y él dijo, yo voy a tener mis maletas listas. Ese mismo día, más tarde, vi que llegó la policía. Se lo llevaron. Yo no sé por qué se robó ese dinero. Él es un hombre muy amable. Siempre fue muy amable conmigo.
Rosita, 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 Rosita.